The San Juan River, home to New Mexico's world-famous fly fishing quality water, is what's known as a tailwater stream. Near the Four Corners, it is among the most hallowed trout fishing waters in North America.
This river, incredibly, when they shock the river, when game and fish comes through and shocks the river, they consistently estimate the population in the quality water section of the San Juan at 80,000 fish.
The river has a huge carrying capacity because of some unique characteristics.
This is a stream that comes out of the bottom of a dam, and because it comes out of the bottom of a dam, the coldest water is the densest water, therefore it sinks to the bottom.
The San Juan maintains a constant water temperature between 42 and 46 degrees, making this a fabulous fishery year-round. The constant temperature also provides a year-round food source from insect populations and a growing season for the rainbow fingerlings, stocked by New Mexico Game and Fish throughout the year. Funding for the stocking of trout and surveys are among the fisheries management activities, paid for with money from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
But main sources of food for the trout here are very small, tiny insects that are called midges. And midge is a euphemism for tiny in fly fishing.
It's a fly fishing paradox of sorts, big trout on tiny flies. The San Juan is a hatch matching dream, offering numerous hatches year-round.
They hatch in numbers that, well, I'll tell you how big in numbers, they exceed the national dead.
Okay, that's a nice fish. There you are.
And here, size does matter. It's part of what makes the river great, given that fish over 20 inches are abundant.
The fish population is healthy, it's good, the state takes care of it, there's some natural reproduction of rainbows, and the primary fishery here started out as rainbows, but the browns have moved in. We don't stock browns, the game department does not stock browns, they only stock rainbows. But the browns naturally reproduce in the river, therefore they're wild fish in that sense. There's a fish holding on top of that white rock right there. See him? He's just laying on top of that rock.
Trout are everywhere in the river, and they don't spook easily. The heaviest populations are often found in the long, deep runs below the ripples in the Texas Hole. The deep holes in the upper and lower flats, and many channels and large eddies all hold healthy populations of browns and rainbows. Some areas of the river have been altered to further enhance the fishery.
What you're seeing is a man-made structure sticking out into the middle of the river, and the function is acting just as this natural rock right over here. And you can see the effect of current on the upstream side, and it kind of pushes the water to one side, and then below that rock is like an area that is softer water that a fish can hold easily. In New Mexico, there are no other real tailwater streams that are equivalent to this. The Chama below El Vado can be considered a tailwater, but it's vastly different.
Because of its unique qualities, the San Juan is also the perfect venue for the Girdings annual Bi-Fly tournament, now in its 17th year. Anglers compete in a friendly competition to benefit the Navajo Ministries in Farmington.
We have lots of great people that work for us, and then people like this guy here and his brother that are great volunteers. We have so many of them. You can't do an operation like this without a lot of good volunteerism. And this is a great fundraiser because in this middle of the summer, the funds are pretty short. And we got lots of kids there right now that are in our homes, and unfortunately, our homes are pretty full. And so we need some extra dollars to keep the beans on the plate, keep the clothes on their backs as they go off to school.
One of the longest term contestants for the Bi-Fly, Jeff Holcomb. Notice I was nice and I didn't say the oldest contestant.
Well, I'm not quite as old as you two.
You're right.
We've got 15 teams of 4 anglers, or 60 people. That's kind of the cutoff. That's about what this river will hold comfortably. And we usually fill those 15 teams on or before January 1st of each year.
This is one of the most famous in the country. This is in anybody's top 10 list of fly fishing streams. The San Juan always makes the top 10. The San Juan is back up to a peak now where we used to see commonly 20 to 22 inch fish. It's not as common now. It's not rare, certainly, but it's not as common as it once was to catch the really big fish. But the way it's coming back, it can happen next year.